Good evening, and thank you so much for joining on this call tonight. My name is Charlotte Venter. I am a mum of two, a grandma of two, and a wife of 32 years, originally from South Africa, but have lived in Australia now for going on to 23 years. Amazing. I am really passionate about helping women and children, but especially helping women feel better and do more. As I get older, I realize just how important it is to be able to have energy and feel good about yourself, especially as you start having little grandkids and they run amok. It is super important to stay healthy. And so for me, over the past, I'd say 10 years, it's become more and more important, and a topic of interest to stay healthy and see how potentially I can stay healthy for longer and not have to go through the same routine most people do as they age, which, as we know, is not being too well, not having a great amount of energy, and then it just goes downhill from there. I am also a very proud business owner in Australia. I have helped thousands and thousands of people through many of my business partners, and we have established a global health and wellness business. So we have a lot of wins under our belt and certainly do have credibility to share information with you, which we believe will be helpful long-term for your own health. So I will just mention that I cannot claim to cure, heal, prevent, mitigate any disease. Certainly, this is an information session, and it is our absolute passion to bring information to you, leave it with you, decide what you're going to do with that, right? That's really what tonight is about. So toxins, we mentioned that this call is specifically about what happens to our body with the daily toxin load that we put onto our body. The more I research this, the more I look into this, the more I'm experimenting myself with different products, the more I'm understanding just the danger of this. And for instance, here's an article that was in the New York Times where they did some research to see exactly what does all these toxins that we find in our skincare and our hair care, our body lotion, our deodorant, our toothpaste. I mean, these are the things that we can't go without, right? All of us, our soap, what we use to wash our bodies, what does that do to our body? And researchers have found that there's dangerous levels of mercury and some anti-aging products, some anti-aging creams. For instance, retinol is marked as a very, very toxic ingredient to avoid. Yet in the media, retinol is what we are told to put on our skin because it's going to make us look younger. Well, it may make your wrinkles look a little bit less severe, but what is it doing on the inside of your body? And as we can see here, it is linked to cancer. It is linked to breast cancer, which we know is a really big one for women. Different fragrances in soaps and in shampoos is now linked to poor semen quality and fertility issues. Let me ask you this. Have you noticed over the past decade even, or a couple of decades, that it seems to be more common for young people to not be able to have children? I'd love for you to put a comment in the chat. Is this something that you've observed? Because I certainly can say that 30 years ago, I barely ever heard of anybody having to do IVF. And I was a baby lover, man. Let me tell you, I was a baby lover. I was ready to have babies when I was in high school. Is all I wanted. I started with my pocket money. I started buying baby outfits. I just wanted to be married and have babies. How funny is that? And I do not recall hearing about every second, third couple having to do IVF. And today it is incredibly common. doing some research today, you know, the numbers are astounding that 1 in 3 people will get cancer. If you're in a room with 3 people, one of you will get cancer. If you're going to go and have coffee with, you know, your 2 girlfriends and you, well, the statistic says 1 of you will get cancer. And then to go on from there, it says 1 in 4 will die from cancer. That's just cancer, my friends. Did we 20, 30, 40 years ago hear about cancer as often as we hear today? No, I certainly can't recall that. Can you? You know, today it's like, it's almost unusual if somebody in your family hasn't been affected by cancer or died from cancer. It is extremely concerning to see what chemicals are put into the daily products that we use. And furthermore, to see what our children are exposed to. I think another level of being concerned about this is when you become a grandma, because I'm suddenly thinking about, oh my gosh, what soap are we using on our little girl? What shampoo are we using? You know, what sunscreen? I actually just researched the other day to find a clean sunscreen for her. It's scary. You know, babies are born, there's university studies. In fact, a study was done in Townsville a few years ago on a newborn, and they tested the chemicals in the umbilical cord. Well, guess what they found? I'd love for you to put a number in the chat. How many chemicals do you think they found in the umbilical cord of that little baby? What do you reckon? 20? 50? What do you guys think? 15? 15? 17? Now remember, this is a newborn that's developing in mummy's uterus, right? This is a little newborn that is needing a clean environment so that every little cell can form perfectly. My friends, they found over 400 chemicals in the umbilical cord. And we know from this study that was done too, that it says that these chemicals are causing learning and development disorders, obesity, asthma. It's just ongoing. ADHD, autism, almost every single disease can be linked to some form of chemical damage done to the cells. I'm going to share with you a short little video that I discovered today that I thought was really full of a lot of information for us. So turn up your sound, listen to this with me.
Hi, I'm Elson Haas. As a doctor, I need to understand the cause of an illness or condition before I can treat it effectively. I'm talking here about the real underlying causes of disease, not just superficial ones. I have devoted my career to this discovery as well as an entire chapter to this important topic in my latest book, Staying Healthy with New Medicine. I believe that cellular dysfunction is one of the main causes of body imbalance, inflammation, and disease. The health of our cells is affected adversely by 2 primary factors. 1, deficiency, by which I mean not enough of the necessary nutrients, and 2, toxicity, from contact and exposure to many harmful man-made chemicals that our body must deal with as foreign matter. The nutrients we need include vitamins, minerals, amino acids from proteins, fatty acids, some carbohydrates, and phytonutrients. Any deficiency of these diminish cellular function. The external environment has a significant impact on our cell health from the level of contaminants, chemicals, and toxins in the foods we eat, the water we drink, and the air we breathe, to the products we use in our homes and gardens or put on our bodies. In fact, personal care products are one of the most common yet overlooked sources of environmental toxicity. There are just so many chemically based products for all kinds of purposes these days. The average adult uses 9 personal care products a day, exposing them to as many as 126 chemical ingredients. What makes things worse is that items like toothpaste, shampoo, lotion, makeup, or deodorant are not held to the same standard as food or drugs, which we put in our bodies. Hair coloring is potentially one of the most toxic of all, linked to increased rates of breast cancer, as suggested in a recent 2017 Rutgers University study. This is especially troubling given that an estimated 75% of U.S. women over age 18 color their hair. Obviously, we need to know more about the short and long-term health implications of using these kinds of products. In addition, many cosmetics are now imported with virtually no regulation or inspection. The FDA recently stated that they had just 6 inspectors for 3 million shipments last year from over 180 different countries and 29,000 foreign companies. Clearly, this is an area where we all need to pay close attention to what we buy and what we use. A great resource I recommend is the Environmental Working Group's online cosmetic database, EWG.org. This is all part of living more naturally, using fewer chemicals on and in our bodies and in our surroundings. This involves a conscientious reduction in the use of synthetically made and petrochemically based products, which has a downstream effect in both our local and global environments. This shift to a more natural lifestyle is growing across our nation and the globe and is based largely on the same principles as I write about in New Medicine: taking personal responsibility for our health and for the planet, and recognizing the incredibly complex interactions between the decisions we make, the products we use, and their effect upon our entire environment and ecosystem, including our own health. Look for more on this important topic in my blog at elsonhaasmd.com. Stay healthy.
Well, guys, scary stats there.
Hi, I'm Elson
The
Haas.
The average adult uses 9 personal care products a day, and there's over 126 chemicals that we expose to just in those products. What about your washing powder, your dishwashing liquid? Something I just noticed, and it's, I don't know. I just noticed this is when I take a glass or a cup out of my cupboard and I pour water into that, I'm noticing that it's a little bit bubbly. And so I use a dishwasher. And so now I'm thinking, is the dishwasher leaving a residue in there? And then I go to my beautiful water filter. I use clean, amazing water, and then I'm putting it into a glass that potentially has a residue from my dishwasher in there. If anybody knows the answer, please can you pop it in here? I am more and more aware of the products that we think has been approved for safe use in Australia, because let's face it, we have one of the strictest governing bodies in the world. Besides Europe, Europe is way more strict than we are. But then when I started doing research on just one item, which is skincare, I found that amazing lines that I always used to think was just clean. Look at this. And number 7, it's rated on an app called Think Dirty, which is an app to show you the toxicity of a product. 7? I'm going to show you very quickly the top 20 skincare products in Australia and in New Zealand. And these are the 2024 ratings. And I will tell you that I could only find one product that was a 5. Now, when it rates from a 0 to a 2 or to a 3, it's a clean product. 4, 5, 6 is sort of in the middle. It's not great, but it's not as bad as the 7 up to 9. When it starts getting red, like we can see here with Estee Lauder, friends, I used this product for years on my face. This product alone is around $200, yet I'm putting absolute poison on my skin. I'm not sure if you're familiar with any of these products. I mean, you see this one all over Priceline and every single pharmacy. Of course, this is in every single supermarket. Look at the scores on these products. Now, I did my best to find a skincare product, not just a body lotion or a wash, or these are all skin products. And I tried to just get a face moisturizer for all of them. They weren't all available, but I'm showing you what I could find. SkinCeuticals, supposed to be clean. This one you will find in all the clinics in the big shopping centers. These are the guys who do the Botox injections. They do, Rob, what is this one called in the plaza? That's it.
Laser hair removal.
That's it. If you walk past the shops, you will see these products on their shelves. They are an 8, and 8 is extremely toxic. And when you go and click on that 8, it'll come up with a list of ingredients, and you can then click on each ingredient and it'll tell you potentially what the consequences of that ingredient going into your body could be. And it is scary to see how often it says carcinogenic, carcinogenic. And then we wonder why. No, Margie is on this call. Margie, is she on the call? Yes. Margie, I would love for you to share, if you don't mind, quickly what you told me yesterday about you, a lymphatic drainage specialist, and what have you found in your career?
Sorry, I just had my thing. I was just finishing my dinner.
That's okay. What have you found in your career about women and developing lumps on their breasts? What have you found?
Now, this I must tell you was I qualified 25 years ago. So this is not new research. It's been known for a very long time. I'm going to just unzip so you can see. Right. If you take your breast and cut it into 4 quadrants like that, almost 85% of carcinogenic tumors are found in the top one here, because that is the nearest where the node drains, right? So your lymph nodes are the ones that absorb what is happening here, what you put on as a deodorant, but also what is coming on in what you're putting on, etc. And that is an indication, and why it was so important for women not to use underwire bras, because it then traps those chemicals in the breast tissue. And it's not allowed to drain. But this is where it comes to. It comes to these 2 quadrants of the, very seldom do you find it here. It's here.
And so of course, what do we use under our arms? It's a deodorant, right?
Yeah.
Do not buy an antiperspirant deodorant. It is stopping you from sweating. So what is it causing? It's blocking up. I mean, Margie, can you explain what happens when you use an antiperspirant deodorant?
Well, the most important thing about antiperspirants, it's got aluminium in it. And aluminium is really serious when it comes to Alzheimer's and dementia. My phone's got Alzheimer's and dementia, I must tell you. So that's a bit serious for me. But thanks to Robbie, I've got some answers to sort out my phone. But yes, aluminium is the one thing. But when you stop perspiring, what are you doing? You're not allowing the lymph nodes to do their job. When they do their job, they've taken all the debris that's been passed through the lymphatic system, and it gets filtered out. And when it's all working properly, it gets filtered out and it's released from the body. But when you're not perspiring, that's not happening.
Yeah, it's trapped in there, right? Friends, what about mineral oil? You know, so often when you look at the ingredients on almost any personal care product, you see mineral oil. Do you know what mineral oil is? It comes straight from petroleum, petrol. That's what mineral oil, where that comes from. The Another really interesting one is I'm not sure if you've heard of Johnson & Johnson being sued because of the baby powder and the issues that that has caused. And also there's a vaginal powder that women have used, and it is linked directly to cancer. And I mean, there's a huge lawsuits happening right now. Actually, I've just seen it today. So it's really important to be aware, and do not be overwhelmed, because this can become super overwhelming. But my tip to you would be to change one product at a time, because one less in your bathroom, in your house, is helping your body. And look for alternatives. You know, here's a couple more skincare. Look at these names. I mean, this one is exceptionally toxic, and this is the #1 skincare in the world. Isn't that ridiculous? People are not aware. People are just not aware. And we need to help educate and share with them. And then they can make a decision on what they want to do. So we are extremely fortunate that we have access to a very clean skincare, and one that works, because I think people are fearful that if I use a natural skincare, it's not going to work. It's not going to reduce my lines. It's not going to reduce the bags under my eyes. It's not going to lift my eyelids. It's not going to give me firming or a nice, bright, even skin tone. Well, let me tell you that that is just a lie. It is not true. There are amazing skincare products that are completely natural, that are way more effective than the junk we get told and sold to through big marketing, you know, plans and strategies. So the skincare I'm going to mention to you is called TrueScience. It is a brand new skincare that is just launched in Australia and in New Zealand a couple of months ago. And I personally use this. Many of my friends use this, and we absolutely love it. And we have seen incredible results. Why we love it too is, friends, look at the score that this skincare receives on Think Dirty. Now, if you've never used Think Dirty, I really encourage you to download it. This is what the app looks like. And you can go in there, go into your bathroom, scan your products. I actually just scanned a sunscreen that I have in my bathroom on the weekend, and I was so relieved that it was only a 3. I was like, oh, I don't have to chuck that one out. I can keep it. But it's a really handy app to have. And if you're going to have a look on there and you put in TrueScience Skincare, you will see that it is all rated under a 1 or 0, right? You can see it there on the screen. And it is super powerful and effective. So we've done lots of studies on it. We have seen amazing results. In fact, within 5 minutes, we are seeing results. 96% of people who used it in the studies that were done said that they agreed that within 15 minutes, their skin was more hydrated. And 81% said their skin felt smoother. 66% said their eyes looked more lifted within 15 minutes. And 88% agreed that their skin just felt really comfortable after cleansing. And the reason for that is that the cleanser is also an exfoliant, but it doesn't leave your skin feeling dry and like, oh, just, you know, sort of stretchy, or what's the word? Like, it just, sometimes it pulls, like it just feels like your skin's pulling after you've used the cleanser. This is a beautiful natural blend of herbs and ingredients that makes it 2 products in one, an exfoliant as well as a deep cleanser. Then there's a serum, or we call this our True Renew Daily Firming Complex. In fact, it's 11 serums in one. You know, there's another big marketing ploy out there where companies say you need this skincare range when you're a teenager, and then you need that when you're in your 30s, and you know, then when you get to your 40s you need this, or when you get to 50 it's just nonsense. The skin is the skin. It works at a cellular level, and we have one skincare range no matter your age. Then we have a beautiful eye lift. This eye lift gives phenomenal results. And then finally, we have a beautiful hydrated product. Now, I'm going to just go through this quickly and show you a couple of photos. This actually is Margie that we just spoke to before. And you can clearly see the difference that this skincare has made in just a couple of weeks on Margie. Day 1, and I think this was day 15 around here. This is a really big one. You know, many ladies, as we get older, we start getting these little creases in our lips. And when you love wearing a lipstick, it's super annoying because it can sort of go in there. Whereas look at the results here. This is another one of my friends, beautiful lady Susan, and look at the results there. They speak for themselves. I love seeing men use the product. It really is a product for everyone. Look at those eyes. What a difference, hey? And this was within 15 minutes. So there's a 30-day empty bottle money back guarantee. You can use all of the product. If you're not happy, you can get a refund. The company that produces this is called LifeVantage. It's a really big NASDAQ listed company. It's a public company, been around for over 2 decades now. And the company's reputation is really important. So they are not going to quibble over, you know, a couple of products that you may not like, or, you know, if you, for whatever reason, would like to have a refund, they're going to give that to you. You also will find this company is super credible. We have been featured in many different TV shows, magazines, books, journals. We have Erin Brockovich as a board member of this company, and that name alone brings a lot of credibility. Our products are based on science. You know, we have 28 studies published on PubMed.gov, which shows how credible we are. And so we really don't mess around. We have won and continue to win several awards on our products. And we have an incredible story of activation where we turn on your body's own natural systems to keep you healthy. You know, in that little video, the guy shared that there's 2 main reasons why we get sick. The one is deficiencies and the other one is toxicity. And we've just spoken about toxicity. Now, deficiencies is a real one too. And we today cannot get what we need from our food. There just isn't enough in the food. You can't eat enough food to get all the nutrients and support for your body that you need. So our company since 2003 have developed key products that turn on your body's own systems to produce what it is that you need, to produce antioxidants, mitochondria, sirtuin activity, collagen, and again, antioxidants with our skincare. So friends, we would love for you to join us as a customer if you'd like to trial the products. If you have any questions, please go back to the person who invited you, share this with them. Share this with your friends and family. If this is not for you and you'd like to maybe send us a referral, we would love to hear from you. The product pricing in Australia is $281 for all 4 products. It is an amazing price. This product here on its own is $100. So that's a really, really good deal. And in New Zealand, it's $319. And right now, today only, we have this beautiful bag that you can receive with your product. So I've actually just received mine. It is a stunning cosmetic, high quality. In fact, honestly, this is the most beautiful cosmetic bag I have ever received. I am going to be purchasing myself another set so I can have 2 of these bags. But it's one of those wide opening ones, and it's really high quality. So you are going to love that. So please go back to the person who invited you to look at this. Please look at what you're using in your home. We want to keep you safe and we want to keep you healthy. and would love to hear back from you if you have any questions on this skincare range or any of our other products. So thank you so much for being on again. Appreciate each one of you. Have a wonderful night. Thanks, guys.